Okay, so now that we have all the easy A's for this team, I think this is probably the best way to do this in the 6 turns. Because obviously the interesting thing with this mission in particular, compared to some of the ones for like Cell Max and the movie Boss Rush and all that kind of stuff, is the 6 turn mission for this one does require you to use no items. Because some of these other ones where you have to beat a certain stage within a certain number of turns, because the mission does allow you to use items, you know, you can just load up on attack items, especially Cell Max, where you can actually bring 4 different items. You just load up on attack up items, but specifically for this one, for the special mission against the UI Goku stage, you have to not use items. So I can't remember the team that I used to beat this when the stage first came out, but obviously with Tech UI's team, now that we have the Golden Frieza in 17 and Team Universe 7, like every unit on this team is incredibly good and hits incredibly hard. Now the thing is, this fight has 4 phases, so you can only afford to go more than 1 turn on like 2 of them. So obviously here, I guess realistically we would have wanted to start out with like a Tech UI on this rotation, because I think if we got like double Tech UI on the next turn or something, which is annoying. But once we get to turn 5, obviously we can transform one of the UIs. I think actually it would probably be best, depending on what this battlefield is looking like on turn 5, to not transform, because then on the next turn, that's the turn where we have to win. And so obviously we're going to want to have probably the Tech UI on that turn transform, because then he can get off a bunch of counters and all that crazy shenanigans. I mean, we did end up actually killing him as well, so we beat the first phase in 1 turn. But yeah, Reps of Universe 7 and Superheroes, probably the 2 most powerful teams in the game. It's probably who I would recommend for doing these missions, but obviously Reps of Universe 7 now with all of these easy A's. I mean, bear in mind the fact that apart from Tech UI Goku, who's the leader, every single unit on the team is an LR with an easy A. So obviously it's a very powerful team. Yeah, the Rainbow Friend UI at 12.6. Yeah, Buu Saga definitely up there as well. Buu Saga is a crazy team, especially like depending on how you want to mix up the team, because there's almost like the 2 different versions. You can run like a full Buu, like Martian Power team with Int Buu. You can run the Super Class team with like Super Sentai Angel Goku. But obviously there's no reason why you can't mix them as well. But yeah, Reps. I mean, Beast Gohan is better defensively than sometimes relying on a dodge from UI Goku. But the Reps team just does so much more damage than the superhero team, at least in my experience. I mean, bear in mind, we're on turn 3 now. So we've literally only got 3 more turns. But we're halfway through the event, basically. And of course, we start getting the active skills for different people popping up. Yeah, Beast is probably like the best slot 1 unit in the game, especially early game. I mean, I guess to be fair though, as long as the event doesn't cancel dodge, LR AGL UI Goku is probably the best slot 1 turn 1 unit, because he has a 100% chance to dodge. So he's just not taking any damage at all. Yeah, Golden Frieza and 17 are absolutely ridiculous. And the Team Universe 7 unit's good as well. Like, the team is just super, super good. Alright, so we're potentially not going to 1 turn here. But that's fine, considering we did 1 turn both the first 2 phases, which is the ideal setup. Although actually, to be fair, Frieza and 17, depending on how many supers they actually do, it's going to all come down to like the RNG of their additionals, but okay, well, never mind. They didn't even need to do additional supers and they did it anyway. So I mean, now to beat the mission, we're on what, turn 4? So we've got 3 turns, turn 4, turn 5 and turn 6 to beat the final phase. So this is where we can start busting out all of our active skills. I guess we do just transform the other UI Goku like when we get to the next turn, because there's no reason not to, really. Get a bunch of rainbow orbs for the Universe 7, gives everybody a buff. Yeah, I mean, this will be a pretty good turn. I mean, chances are, I would imagine we just kill him on the next turn. Literally just transform UI Goku in slot 1 next to AGL UI Goku, who has his active skill as well. Yeah, in Universe 17, I know it's technically 17, right? It's like Android 17 brackets Team Universe 7, but the Team Universe 7 LR is really good as well. Plus, the fact that their 18 key super gives the 2-turn support is something that shouldn't be overlooked as well. Wow, Tech UI didn't dodge the super from AGL UI Goku. But post super, he takes double-digit damage anyway. And then 24.6, jeez. I mean, if Vegeta gets a load of additionals, he's just dead this turn. Wow. So much for the, we don't need 6 turns. Yeah, where we're going, we don't need 6 turns. 4 turns with the Universe 17. Jeez. See, I know not everyone's going to have Tech UI Goku, but like realistically, we could have just run like AGL UI Goku as our leader and then a friend Tech Goku. AGL UI still gives the whole team 180%. And then no, the fact that 7 minutes. So yeah, I mean, there you go. So there's the 6 turns with these guys. Now, the other thing you could do is there's obviously, we mentioned, you know, superhero is like the other best team in the game. If we're going to try it with the superhero team, then it's a decent starting rotation, I guess. Float off Piccolo here. I mean, this is the thing. We basically need to one turn the first couple of phases, just like we did with the Reps team. You do need to get, I think, a bit lucky early on with like Ki, because physical Ultima Gohan, the difference between him getting Ki and then like being able to do those additional supers, we did get him to 24 Ki, which means he has effective against all types. Like, that makes a difference, especially this early on in the event. Hey, shout out to Evelyn for becoming a channel member. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Ningen Club. Alright, so Beast. Yeah, see, the problem is some of these guys need a lot more build up. Like, if we had we got AGL UI and Blue Evolution Vegeta on the next turn, if we'd had them both on turn 1 instead of Gohan and Piccolo, then we pretty much guarantee the 1 turn, I think. Because obviously Piccolo is not going to get hit at all, so he's not getting any build up. I was going to say, if Gohan gets to the 3rd super, then maybe we're still good here. It's just the fact that Piccolo, with no build up whatsoever, is not exactly going to hit like crazy hard. I can see him like living with the tiniest bit of health, which would be super annoying. Additional. Alright. Yeah, that's really annoying. Because yeah, that would have been literally just needed Piccolo to do an additional super, and it would have been GG. I mean, Piccolo, on that rotation, Piccolo could have been anyone else on the team, and we would have killed him in that first turn. So... Okay. Need to try and grab same type orbs wherever possible, although at the same time I do need to make sure I'm getting key for Gohan, so... If Beast had a 150 superclass lead, you'd have no reason to run any other leader. Yeah, it's interesting that they did that for the worldwide units, which, you know, we're almost a year now from when they came out. But they haven't done that for, like, any other characters since then. I wonder if they would do that. Imagine they just do that again for the worldwide units for this year. Yeah, Gohan needs a lot of orbs even next to Beast. I mean, at least they do share shocking speed, and then Beast gets hit and gives everyone 3 key, so that is helpful. But yeah, I think a lot of people who've never watched the Tournament of Power, like dubbed, are going to be surprised when they see Toppo's or hear Toppo's like intro stuff like in English, and the fact that he says top, because I imagine a bunch of people just haven't watched the Tournament of Power in English, so they don't know that that's what they actually say in the show, which is, like I said, something I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, the AGL Blues are actually a Raditz character. Great leader skill, hits like a feather, can get obliterated, age too quickly. I mean, you could say that. Okay, so turn 4. At least we managed to one turn the last turn. So, again, I need to keep Orange Piccolo on rotation if I'm going to use the Orange Piccolo trick. Or I just use it now to try and make sure that we one turn this phase. Although it's more useful in the next phase because obviously we get the ability to stop him from supering, which then means when we use Beast's active, he's not going to get sealed. We'll use UI Goku's active skill because if we're flowing him off, then obviously we're not going to get him back. So. Alright, so Beast gets hit, gives everyone 3 key. Then Piccolo's going to get hit and give everyone 2 key. So UI Goku obviously gets the 18 key super. But yeah, I'm not sure why they do that with like the pronunciation of some of the names. Because that's the thing, I like the dub for the most part for Dragon Ball. There's just some weird stuff in Super. So like, even though most of the time I'm not listening to the game sound, obviously as you guys can hear, like I have my game in English. But yeah, there's just some weird like Tournament of Power stuff. Goku Black's Rose voice, I don't like the fact that his voice changes. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know there was a big whole thing where like Sean Chemmel like responded to people who were criticizing it, but like even his response I didn't think was particularly good. But yeah, like in the English like language versions of the game, Toppo is still T-O-P-P-O, so I don't know why you would pronounce that top. Very weird. UI Goku might actually not kill him here. Oh, thank goodness. I was going to say, he needs to get the extra super, otherwise. To sync them out is the same. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't know why they even worry about that. Like, some of the syncing is always kind of off anyway. Like, why worry about it? Just give them, like... Just have the mouth, like, things not sync up the same. Who cares? I think most people are aware that it was originally in Japanese, so why does it matter? Alright, so we've got 2 turns to beat him here. Beast getting hit first because of the target ability means he'll push Gohan up to 24 key. Not that he needs it because we did the active skill anyway, but still it means you get the highest key multiplier, so he will do more damage. But this is what we're saying about the active skill, the target ability for Beast. It's like the weakness for Beast's target ability is now he gets sealed. So now he can't super, which means he's like the main unit on this rotation that was going to do damage for us, and he can't do any damage. Fortunately, we have the Piccolo active to use for the next turn, which means we can basically guarantee that the other Beast doesn't get sealed. And this was my one, it was the 55% one, so he is weaker. So out of the 2, obviously I would prefer that the friend one is the one that's going to be able to do the big damage. Plus, I mean, to be fair, Blue Evolution Vegeta's going to do good damage here. I mean, I potentially don't even need to use the active skill, but of course, the reason why I would use it anyway, I say active skill, I mean the Piccolo Giant form. But I will still use it anyway because obviously it cancels out the ability for him to super attack Beast and seal him. I mean, I suppose, to be fair, depending how much damage Vegeta does, it might not actually matter. Yeah, would we kill him next turn if
Do you want
Beast
to taste
Gohan
the
can't
power
super?
of the ultimate android?
Shout out to Zach21XL for subscribing to the channel, I appreciate you. I mean, with Gogeta on the rotation, I don't think it would actually matter. Like, if he seals Gohan, we'd still kill him this turn. But obviously the point is we're going for the 6 turns mission, so there's no reason to, like, do something that would potentially jeopardize us completing the mission. So I was hoping I could get some STR orbs with Gohan before we transform with Piccolo, but just do that and then do that. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to do the specific missions, there's no reason to like do something that would in any way risk you not completing the mission if you're right on the cusp of actually beating it. Because Orange Piccolo potentially can kill UI here, and then if he doesn't, there's no way he survives an entire rotation of our team with the amount of HP that he would have left. So, and of course he has supered, so that means once we come out of the giant form, if we do, if he lives, he can't super, so that's when we use Beast Gohan's active, and then he tanks everything, doesn't get sealed, and then kills him. So it's like we wouldn't even necessarily need to use the active skill because we just put Beast in slot 1, but we'll use it just because he gets the extra defense. Not that he necessarily needs it because it's still only turn 6. But yeah, Orange Piccolo is actually just going to kill him, considering we still have at least one more turn of the Orange Piccolo transformation, and he can get additionals in every slot. So, but yeah, there you go. We didn't necessarily need to use the giant form, but like I said, the giant form stops the turn counter, so Piccolo can be very useful for these missions where you have to beat the event within a certain number of turns. But yeah, there you go. Didn't even necessarily need to use it at the end. But so that is the 6 turns mission for UI Goku Blue Zone beaten with the Reps team and the Superhero team. They're the 2 best teams in the game. Because the mission requires you to use no items, I think they are your best options. Not to say that it can't be done with other teams, but you could see that, you know, needed a little bit of RNG for this one, but it definitely was fairly straightforward. These units are incredibly powerful. So yeah, there you go. Let me know how you guys got on with the 6-turn mission. What team did you use? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.